18 from the 12. Nick Schimpf or Zach Sipot rather will punt. Gets this away, a high kick. This will be caught at the 45-yard line, running down the middle to the 40. That's Perez, 35, 30. Perez going right, 20, 15, 10, and pushed out of bounds inside the 5. No, too late. Touchdown. Touchdown, Aquinas. Nasir Walker tried to push him out. Yeah, Nasir Walker tried to push him out before he reached the goal line, but was unable to. And so, just like that, Anthony Perez runs it back for 45 yards to give Aquinas a 6-0 lead. So first and goal, I'd say from about the 6-yard line, so gain of 21. Weaver with Jennings to his left, 2 receivers left, hands off to Jennings. Jennings going up the middle and will be tackled maybe a couple of yards there. Or did he get in? He did. He got in. Like I said, it's hard to see anything, but he got in. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. Dante Jennings went up the middle and looked like he was going to be stopped short of the goal line, but made it through. So a 6-yard touchdown run for Dante Jennings gives Aquinas a 14-0 lead. First and 10 from the Raider 46. Perez going in motion to the far side. Weaver from the gun. Weaver will take the snap, dropping back, looking left, throws it high, one left side. He's got a man open. It is caught. Tristan Bester, touchdown Aquinas. He had a step on Titus Page, and once Bester caught the ball, he was gone. 21-0 Aquinas. 2 receivers left. Perez and Bester wide left, 2 receivers right. Weaver from the gun takes the snap, dropping back. Has time in the pocket, throws it right, and it goes over to Perez on the right side. Perez down the sideline toward the end zone. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. Javon Dozier couldn't tackle him before he got to the end zone. Perez on a crossing route, going over to the far side, gets inside the pylon in the front right corner of the end zone. And it's 27-0 Aquinas. First down and 10 at the 36. 2:50 to go in the second. 2 receivers right, make it 3. 1 to the left. And Zion Trigg to the right of Zach. And Zach tried to throw it to Zion Trigg. Overthrew him. Intercepted. Touchdown St. Thomas Aquinas. A 28-yard touchdown. Aki Crooms, number 23, just grabbed it and ran. Sipot was looking for Zion Trigg, overthrew him, threw it over his head, and Crooms was right there to swoop it up and go. Weaver from the shotgun on first down from the Raider 36, takes the snap, dropping back. Here comes the rush. High throw, right side, caught. In stride, touchdown Aquinas. That is Tyler Montgomery on the reception. A perfect throw from Weaver to Montgomery from 37 yards out. 42-0 Aquinas. All right, I'm going to go for 2 in a row here. See, I'm not as good as Tony Romo on this, but I think they're going to give it to Morse again. Single receiver to the left, single receiver to the right. The give is to Morse. He runs right and trying to make his way to the end zone. Touchdown, St. Thomas Aquinas. Aiden Morse from 1 yard out. Morse carried the ball 8 straight times on that drive. And St. Thomas Aquinas now leads at 49-0. Josiah Hogan's the sophomore from the shotgun. Zion Trigg to his right. Hogan's takes the snap, gives to Trigg, runs up the middle. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown, North Brunswick Raiders. Zion Trigg. And the Raiders get their first points of the season on a 1-yard touchdown run from Zion Trigg. 50-6, St. Thomas Aquinas with 7:59 to go in the fourth. From the gun, quick throw by Hogan's and incomplete. Threw it over the head of Titus Page. Incomplete, second down. Clock, or third down. Clock won't stop. 19 seconds to go. And so that'll probably be it. Looks like the Raiders will try one more play here. Clock is stopped for some reason. Now the Raiders are going to head off the field. 10 seconds. Yeah, that'll be it. So that will be that. And so with 2 seconds left, this game is over. St. Thomas Aquinas 50, North Brunswick 8 here in Edison. So St. Thomas Aquinas extends their winning streak in the Big Central Conference to 32 games. They have not lost a Big Central Conference game in 5 years. North Brunswick drops to 0-3 for the second straight year. And positives, if you're the Raiders, they did force a turnover. They did score a touchdown in the second half to at least get themselves on the scoreboard. So those are your positives. And so here's the other positive that I will leave you with. I mean, we could talk about the scoring recap of the game and all of that. We could do that. But 50-8 pretty much speaks for itself. But the positive for the Raiders here is even at 0-3, you know, they still have, at least on their schedule anyway, they still have a chance to put a little something together here, and it starts next week. Next week at home at Steve Lebrow Field against Edison, a team that they beat on the road last year. The Raiders will be playing for their season because if they don't beat Edison next week, don't even think about the playoffs. So next week, the Raiders will be singing for their supper at home at Steve Lebrow Field. At least in my opinion, the season will be on the line next week. If there's any thought or aspiration or anything like that of making a run at the state playoffs this year, I know half of Raider Nation's already checked out in that front, but if there's any whatsoever, they're going to have to beat Edison next week to get into the win column.